Get your Batman face on. Today on the show, we're going to talk about the New 52's reboot of Batman. All new continuity, New 52. It's totally awesome, and I'm going to tell you about it. Let's talk about Batman.
Let's talk about Batman.
Let's talk about Batman, everyone. Alright, so the New 52 reboot. If you've wanted to get into Batman, this is the perfect time, okay? Start it over. In fact, the first 6 issues have just been collected into a trade paperback, so you can pick that up and start reading them. So we got Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo doing it, okay? It's awesome. They're such an amazing pair-up. And the fact that DC has kept them together for over 9 issues now is fucking awesome because they started doing all those fucking artist changes 6 issues in on a bunch of my other titles. So I'm glad that they've kept them together because they're perfect. So let's start with Greg Capullo, the artist, okay? He used to be on Spawn for like a million years, and I'm sure he was sick to death of drawing that asshole. And you can tell with he loves drawing Batman. It shows. His style lends itself perfectly to Batman because it's a little darker, and it's a little weirder, and it's perfect. So, we all know the bad villains. You got your Joker, you got your Riddler, you got your fucking plant ladies, whatever, okay? A lot of our villains, they've been around for a while. It's a little stale. Some of them are even like becoming like heroes now, like Poison Ivy in the new Birds of Prey. Also, I read something with the Riddler becoming a good guy now and starting to just be a detective, and I love that. I love that. But it leaves a void. And the void has now been filled by Scott Snyder and his new villain, the Court of Owls. Okay, and it's a fantastic Bat villain. I mean, the Court of Owls is made up of these super rich assholes, and they dress up like owls, and they have assassins that kind of look owl-esque. And you think to yourself, owls, why owls? Owls are the natural predators to bats. They eat bats. They eat the fuck out of bats. So you got that whole thing going on. The Talon, the Court of Owls assassin, looks about as cool as you can make an owl assassin look. So what this story is really about is, what if Batman got too cocky? What if Bruce Wayne is a little too arrogant about how Gotham's his city and nothing goes on here? You know, he's been around for a while, and he thinks he knows this bitch inside and out, and this city is here to tell him, fuck you don't know dick about me, like I'm in charge here, not you. And it brings Bruce low. It brings him low. What's really interesting about this story is that the city of Gotham itself becomes a character. I mean, Gotham's been there before the Waynes, and Gotham will be there after the Waynes. And it's kind of asserting that in the storyline, which I love. So now I'm going to spotlight the things that I thought were really interesting in the new Batman. So this whole thing starts off in issue number 1 with a murder mystery, and Batman's down there, he's at the scene, he's with the lieutenant, they're talking about it, and you get to really see him as a detective, which I feel like people who've only seen the movies and haven't read the books don't really get that. They don't emphasize the fact that Batman is the world's greatest detective in the movies. And it's fantastic that they're sticking to his roots in this story. First of all, you see this weird message that was left behind with this fucked up corpse. It says, Bruce Wayne will die tomorrow. So that's like, what? What do you mean Bruce Wayne is gonna die tomorrow? I wanna know, like, I wanna find out. I'm gonna be there for issue 2. The second thing that I thought was kind of cool was the corpse, they're examining it, taking DNA. They see that they take some samples under his fingernails. It matches with Nightwing's DNA. So you have this question, like at the end, like as a cliffhanger, well, how's Robin involved with this fucked up dead corpse? Is he a killer? Like, what's going on with that? And issue number 5, they did something that I've never seen before in mainstream comics, and it was really exciting. Batman is drugged, he's running around this maze, he's out of his fucking mind, he's seeing shit, he's delusional, things are going crazy for him, and as he gets crazier and crazier, the pages kind of start to turn, so where you're reading them backwards and like upside down, and it kind of goes in this circle while you're reading it. It's very engaging, it's interesting, it was a fun surprise, it was like disorienting to the reader so you felt like Batman. Okay, so DC is doing some really cool tie-ins with the other titles in the Bat family. Namely, in Nightwing and Batman, you see the scene where someone's getting punched, and you see it from different perspectives of the people involved. I don't want to spoil it, but it's really fantastic. It's another nice surprise because everybody, like the Court of Owls is tying into all the Bat titles, which is also kind of interesting and unique for DC to do. So all of this leads up to the climactic Night of Owls. It's this huge event. All the Bat titles are included within it. It's where all the Talons are let loose by the Court of Owls to just assassinate everyone in Gotham who shapes the city, so I guess they could take it over. Alfred puts out the call to everyone saying, here's a list. We gotta protect these assholes from these Talon motherfuckers. So everyone, you got Nightwing, you got Robin, you got Catwoman, you have the Red Hood somehow included, Batgirl. So it's a big event, a lot of fun. Alright, so my favorite part of the Night of Owls was in Batman, where Bruce and Alfred are locked down in the Bat Armory. They have all these Talons knocking at the door, trying to get in to murder their asses. And so Batman's like, well, I'm sure I have something in here. He looks around, he finds this bat armor. He comes out, he's like ridiculous. He's like Juggernaut size. He's like, get the hell out of my fucking house. These fucking undead assholes. And then Alfred says something to him. Bruce is just like, look, for once I can play rough. Like, let me do this. Because he can just wail on these guys and not have to worry about killing them because they're already undead. And you know how he has a problem with killing. So he can finally kind of let loose. And I really appreciated the fact that they brought that up. That he's like, does want to kill people sometimes. And he's having fun, like finally being able to just go for it. Another aspect that I really enjoy is Bruce being brought low. He's finally realizing, shit, Gotham isn't my city. Like, I don't know dick about this city. And it breaks his heart. He's heartbroken. You can tell he's so bummed. He even tells Nightwing, he's like, if somebody could have protected me from that truth, I would have been grateful. Because he's just super bummed. It's not his city anymore, and he knows it. Yeah, that brings some emotion. That brings a lot of character development. It makes me like Bruce a little bit. It shows vulnerability to some degree. Scott Snyder also writes dialogue the way people talk, which brings a whole new dimensionality to this thing. I mean, most comics don't have the best dialogue, or not a lot of comics do. This one's fantastic. It's ready to be a script for a movie. I love this comic, but it's not without its faults. I call shenanigans on 3 different things. Topic number 1. Bruce gets stabbed through the stomach. He's like impaled, not to mention he like fell out of a tower, had like 3 knives thrown at him, and he's been drugged, running around, not drinking water for like 10 days in that fucking maze. And then he gets back and he's like, fine. And he's like, Alfred, I'm not gonna go to sleep. Like, I don't need to rest. Like, fuck you. That kid, like, I'd be dead, okay? I'd be dead. Like, if somebody stabbed me through the goddamn stomach, I would not be walking around anywhere, okay? And I think that it makes him seem less human, and I don't like that. I want to see him be fucked up, like, and he's just like, shit, I just can't do anything. Like, that would be really interesting to watch. Shenanigans number 2, Jason Todd is not a part of the Bat family. What the fuck? Why is the Red Hood called upon for the Night of Owls? That guy hates Batman. I cannot imagine him helping out with that sort of shit. So that was a little weird. I didn't really like it. Shenanigans number 3, there's a few instances where the art is really unclear, where some panels are tiny that should be bigger because they're more significant, and then like panels that aren't significant are huge. Also, there's some scene where Batman in this helicopter, and like, I guess he's on like a train track that's like high in the air, and then the helicopter's low, and then he jumps out and punches. I don't know. It was like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on in some of that shit. Generally, the art's been really good, but it could have been a lot more clear with what was going on. But overall, these are minor things. Bat's gonna get you.
So, Comic Book Girl 19, what's coming up in the next episode?
Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about all sorts of fucking awesome stuff.
And I'll be here.
You know, he might be here. He might not be here.
What are you talking about?
Next up, I'm gonna spotlight the awesomeness of Flex Mentallo and the brilliance of the Grant Morrison-Frank Quitely team-up. Next, I'm gonna talk about my ex-crush, Kid Omega. Jar Jar is the key to all of this. Are you ready to enter my brain zone? If you like this show, let me know by subscribing, liking, or favoriting. I'm Keira Knightley.